Welcome to the Monthly Market Review. I'm Rusty Vandeman, Chief Investment Officer at CLS Investments. And with us this month is Kosha Edis, Portfolio Manager. Welcome, Kosha.
Hello, Rusty. So, Rusty, how was the past month in the markets?
Past month, the market, another good month for the markets. Stock market, U.S. markets were up. The bond market also had a slight gain again. International markets, however, were down a little bit last month. They kind of lost their leadership on the year. But you know what? CLS portfolios did have another good month. The international opportunities theme did not work last month and has not worked on the year. But other themes have been. Creative diversification has been helping. And our X factor with our smart beta holdings has definitely been helping as well. But international opportunities did not.
It seems like there's been a lot of kind of bad news out there lately. How are we supposed to react to this news?
There's always bad news, isn't there? I mean, think about it. There's been bad news constantly since March of 2009, and we're in our third longest bull market ever. And even now, people are worried about the election, Federal Reserve, Brexit. I mean, recession. I mean, there's all these sort of fears. But, you know, actually, I did link to another article that somebody else wrote in this month's written commentary about why pessimism sounds so smart. It's a great article. It says it better than I could. But I think it really pays to be an optimist and to really keep the historic perspective in mind that we are participating in gains moving forward. But there is an important question about the news, you know, that we get a lot as portfolio managers. People say, how do you react to the news? And that is, well, actually, the question is, like, shouldn't we be more proactive? And shouldn't we be forecasting and, like, you know, like for Brexit, shouldn't we be doing some of the portfolios now? And actually, we're more value-oriented, so we're really looking at the markets to give us something. And so there's this analogy about Mr.Market that we've written about a lot in the past. And basically, the market is emotional, and we want to take advantage of the market's emotion. So we're sort of reacting to that, and I think that's a really important thing. There is kind of a thing to keep in mind. Like over the last 150 years, the economy has had about 1% volatility, but the stock market has volatility about 20%. Basically, that means there's a lot of noise in the system, and there's a lot of this news.
So you mentioned international has underperformed recently. Is it time to abandon ship?
Do you know, this is actually why I invited you to interview me. You know, because you do all these white papers. You've done all these great white papers. CLSinvest.com has a special link to our global philosophy. So I'm going to turn around. Why should we be investing in international markets?
Oh, boy. Oh, wow. Well, international, it's not something you need to focus on in the short term. You really need to focus about the diversification benefits that international markets add over the long term. Currently, international markets are still undervalued versus the domestic markets.
Yeah.
So there's still a place for them. Also, while the U.S. is focusing more on rising rates and tightening of their monetary policy, a lot of the international countries are still in easing mode with no end in sight. So there's a lot of potential for not only value, but also growth abroad.
Yeah.
Anything to add?
Well, I would say actually that is one of the big ones right there, a potential to enhance returns. And you also work on our CLS score quite a bit. We create expected returns for every single ETF. And in short, we look at the international markets as potentially providing returns of 5% or more, better returns, 5% or more per year over the next 10 years. The other thing, of course, is just risk reduction. You bring it in, you can help reduce portfolio risk too. So I think those are important reasons. Okay, I'm a believer. All right, I want to invest internationally. Well, thanks, Kosha, for coming on this month, and thank you for listening.